All right, you ready?
Okay, Carly.
How do I know who it's showing?
Huh?
How do I know who it's showing? Because I still see you.
Oh, I'm gonna hit my mute. Now I see you. You're on the big screen.
All righty. Hold on, let me look one time. Okay. So tonight we're going to be talking about how to invite and build your team. And I know Kristen's been talking about this during our training on Exceed, but I'm just going to go a little bit further. One of the things that I started with as soon as I became a coach was my goal. And I really didn't think of it as a goal, but as this is something that's non-negotiable that I'm going to do. It's not if I do it, it's when I do it. And that was to be able to stay at home and quit my job. So that should be the first thing that you try to do, is to think of something that you want to work towards. One of the assignments, I did a staff development this week, and one of the assignments was to come up with a dream board. And I already had these dreams in my mind. I'd already thought of them, but it was really cool to see them on this board. And all I did was just took pictures off of Google Images, and I made a little pic collage, and that's the one that I posted on Facebook. But you really need those in front of you and in your mind of things to work towards. And that kind of pushes you even harder to reach out and to add people to your team. So that should be goal number one, is to make your dream board. One of the other things that they talked about was to be in the RED zone. And RED is an acronym. So the R stands for recruit. The E stands for example. And the D stands for duplicate. So basically what that means is you recruit people to your team. You are an example for them on how to do it. And then the duplicate is for them to duplicate that. So you have to think about, and like that's kind of where I'm at right now. For coaches, like I concentrate on the people that I already have and building them and helping them build their business. So last night I got to listen to Bo Eason. That was at the Success Club reward for the last 2 months. And the number one thing that he talked about was the most powerful thing that you already have is your story. And you have to master the ability of telling your own story. And so he talked about 3 critical steps of how to do that. The first one is your story has to be personal. And the more personal your story, the more impact you're going to have, the more universal it is, and the more effect you're going to have. And so that's kind of, I don't know if you saw the picture that I posted today of my friend Mickey from when I was little. She died of a brain tumor. And so that was something personal for my life. That was kind of a pivotal moment in my life where it just kind of changed me. And I always think about it. I always go back to that moment when I think about fear and I think about guilt. And I still struggled with fear till a couple years ago. And then I had another pivotal moment that changed my life. So you're constantly thinking about those moments in your life, even those scary, those moments that you really don't want to talk about with people, that were extremely sad, that were extremely difficult to you. But those are the things that people are going to connect with you on. And that's what people are looking for, is a person that they can connect with. And that's who they're going to cling on to. And that's who they want to be. They want to be on your team. They want to be on your side. The second thing he talked about was physicality. And I really liked this because he said that human beings are all predators. And he said that, society nowadays has made the word predator into something really bad. And in reality, it's the most noble thing that you can be. Because if you think about the predators in nature, like the lion, that's how they survive. And so you should always enter a room or enter anything like a predator with a purpose. He said people nowadays, and I see this with some of my teammates, they are scared to do anything. They're scared to post on Facebook. They're scared to talk to anybody about the product. Like excuse. And we should never have to apologize for who we are. We should never have to apologize for what we're passionate about. And you have to think about, those of us that are religious, and if you believe in God, God created you. And when you make excuses and when you apologize for who you are, you're kind of rejecting what he did. He created you, this perfect human being, and you should be proud of it. And you shouldn't worry about what other people think. And you should walk in with a purpose. And you should be a predator. Don't ever apologize for being you. That's the biggest thing. And then the third thing he talked about was generosity. Not generosity as in like giving prizes, even though people love prizes. Generosity as in giving all of yourself all of the time. And he said that, not just with our team and also your families, everything you do, you constantly need to be asking, am I giving all of myself all of the time? And how much of myself can I give? So if you're not giving all of yourself, you're actually creating your own ceiling. So if you think about it within our business, if you're not giving all of yourself to this business, or you're not giving all of yourself to this team, you're creating your own ceiling. You're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to move up in rank. You're not going to get customers. You're not going to go anywhere. You're going to stay where you're at. So just giving all of yourself all of the time. And that doesn't mean you have to work 24/7. That just means when you do your power hour, or when you are doing that time with the business, that you're giving your all. Then I went a little bit further with his training. I did the capture your story today. And he had us start out with listing the 10 coolest things about you. And this was really hard for me because I really don't think I'm a cool person. But, one of his things was when he was 9 years old, he got rejected, or he didn't make he ended up being an NFL football player. So things like that. And I was able to come up with 10 things. So that was kind of cool. And then after we made that list, he said, each of those is a story that you can tell to connect with people. And your story is your means to connect with others. And when you do that, people are going to be drawn to you. And Kristen, you talked about this, I don't remember when, the other day or today, but people are watching. Even though they're not liking your post, even though they're not commenting on your post, they're seeing them. Because just today, I walked into Maddie's Daycare, and the owner is on my Facebook. Well, she doesn't ever comment on things. She does CrossFit. But as soon as I walked in, she's like, so tell me a little bit more about what you're doing. And so I got to tell her about, 21 Day Fix, about Beachbody. And you could see, she really didn't ask for anything, but you could see that I put a little bit more into her head. So maybe months from now, she might think about, emailing me or messaging me. I've had several people who I talked to months ago in March, and they're just now emailing me. So it's just all about, like you said, or like Kristen said, if you don't get likes, if you don't get comments, don't get discouraged. You just have to put all of yourself all of the time and not worry about what people think, or don't think that people aren't looking, because they are. They're paying attention to all of your posts. So that's about it. Unless you have any questions. My two friends who are here.
Carly, that was awesome. That was really good stuff. I think I'm gonna get everybody to list 10 cool things about them.
It'll take me a while.
Some of them, because even when I think of cool, I always think of positive.
Yeah.
But when I was giving examples, they weren't all positives. And so some of them were like, my parents are divorced. That's so cool. I mean, it is cool now because I gained, an amazing stepmother and amazing stepsisters, and it is cool to me now. Right. But another one was, I'm deathly afraid of storms. I used to love swimming, but now not so much.
Why do you not like swimming?
I don't know. And it's so funny because my dad always talks about, we used to go down to the river with my grandparents, and as soon as we got out of the car, my brother and I would take off running and just jump into the river, and he wouldn't see us until we came up on the other side. And thinking about that now, it just frightens me. Yeah, I don't know if something happened to me and I blocked it out. I don't know. But now I'm just going to sit on the step and I'm cool.
I just think you got older and smarter.
Maybe that's what it is.
That is so funny. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take that task on. I'm going to make everybody.
Yeah. And then he had us take one of our defining moments, which mine was my friend that passed away when I was 7. And he had us just write about it for some minutes. And when he first said that, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to write for 7 minutes. But actually the 7 minutes is up and I still wasn't done.
Wow.
I know. And then after that, he said, even though that story is not about Beachbody and it has nothing to do with health and fitness, but what does that say about me as a person? How did that affect me? And I just said, my friends and my family are very important to me, because of losing someone at such an early age. I really value and truly care about people's well-being. Mm-hmm. And I had to learn to get over my fear, because it can hold you back from being successful. And then you're not promised tomorrow, so you have to live every day to the fullest and do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Which totally has to do with Beachbody. So it's crazy how you don't really think about things that happen to you then could really do.
Right. That's cool. That's good stuff.
Good stuff. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. I added him on Facebook, and yeah, he's pretty cool. I told Andy after listening to him, I was like, yeah, I'm getting out there.
He's going to be at the Platinum Presenters. Did you see that?
No, the one in November?
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh. I think so. And I'm pretty sure, because you see so many videos. He's either been there or gonna be there. I know it was something with Platinum Presenters.
Have they, has she put up any information about how to register for that?
Not that I've seen.
Okay.
But that's Bo's birthday. I'm going.
Well, take him with you, because if I go, I have to take Andy, because it's our anniversary.
Oh, okay. So they can do like a boy thing for a little while, and then we can meet up later.
That sounds good.
Yeah. I have to tell you, just to add to this call, since it is recorded and all our teammates are going to watch it. Everybody. I loved the red zone.
Isn't that cool?
Yes. I mean, it's so easy, but so true. But yeah, just Vicki, you're doing, I'm really, really proud of you. Vicki's Success Club 4. She's almost there. She has been posting and she's putting herself out there, and I mean, that's huge. I really think just some people just have to, like, it's so mental. I mean, some people think of it as like this job, and
Well, I would tell you, posting is a job.
well, it can be. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some days where I'm like, I've got to post, got to get something out there. And then I just stop and I'm like, it's just fun. It's just socializing. You don't go to a restaurant and, you're meeting with 20 people and you're not like, I got to think of something to say. I've got to talk. You just socialize. Just kind of let it be fun and let it be natural. And like I always say, it's just somebody doing this. If they don't want to read it, they just keep on going.
Right.
There's nobody's going to look at it and be like, you're fired.
You're fine.
And I'll tell you another thing. One of the things that and ignore is like one of my cousins who's in my challenge group posted today that she's selling Plexus. So I was like, I'm just gonna let that slide.
What is Plexus?
Plexus, it's a weight loss, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
She posted it in their challenge group?
Not in my challenge group, on her page.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But it was kind of the way that I think of it is, when that runs its course, I will still be here.
Exactly. Beachbody's been around for 7, I think, years, maybe longer, 7 or 8, and it's not going anywhere. And the reason it's not going to go anywhere is because it's exercise and nutrition.
It's lifestyle and not a quick fix.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you just can't argue with that at all.
No.
So anyway,
I'm going to give me some of those wraps that will make you skinny in 5 minutes.
oh my.
Or skin tight, all.
Okay, so speaking of wraps, I'm going to stop this recording.
Chicken wrap?
No. Hold on.